afternoon and a very warm welcome to the Greenyards for our annual Boxing Day Waverley Cup fixture between Melrose and Gala. Started in 2006, the Cup's been contested 14 times since, with Melrose just pipping Gala 7 wins to 6 and 1 draw. Gala are the current holders of the Cup, having won the last 2 fixtures, and indeed Melrose haven't won it at home since 2019. Let's hope there wasn't too much festive overindulgence yesterday, and that includes our commentators Stuart McFarlane and Stuart Johnson.
Good afternoon everybody, season's greetings. Welcome to the commentary box at the Greenyards, just a few minutes away from the latest instalment in the Waverley Cup. Of course, close it certainly is when you look at Melrose with 7 victories, Gala with 6, 1 drawn game, 3 matches were postponed. The Gala team then make their way onto the park, led on there by their skipper Angus Dunn. So Gala first out of the changing rooms. This Angus Dunn's 65th appearance this afternoon for Gala in that back row alongside Liam Scott and Craig Keddy. And within the Gala squad of 23 they include New Zealander Mason Brown, who will make his debut coming off the bench this afternoon. And if Ben Simmons is to take to the park, it will only be a second appearance for Ben. He's been kicking particularly well in the seconds and looking forward to an opportunity today. Now, Stuart Hutchison leads his Melrose players onto the park, and just looking around the Greenyards, still some supporters filtering into the ground, standing behind the advertising hoardings just opposite the main commentary box. Gordon Galashan is our match referee this afternoon, and Gala will get this first half underway. Of course, they're playing in their traditional maroon jerseys with the maroon and white shorts, maroon socks, many of the players electing to wear long white sleeves underneath their jerseys, and Melrose in the mainly black tops with the thin, pencil thin hoops, yellow hoops just on the front, the black shorts and the black socks as we get this first half underway. Melrose taking the ball from the kick-off, and it's Dylan Coburn in that second row winning possession for the home side. So the voice of our referee in the background there as it's hoisted high, contestable kick. Melrose look to do well and win the ball in the air. That's taken by Ben McLean, kicked further forward deep into the Gala half, now bounces once and then into touch just on the fringes of that 22. So Melrose on 2 occasions there, Stuart, using boot to ball, making some ground and setting up the first set piece, which is just down to our left hand side.
Yeah, Duke Crawford using all the experience there of a really clever box kick taken well by Ben McLean, and then it's put Gala under pressure here in the corner, and it's unfortunate maybe not to get a 50-22. So Jack Eason with the throw in for Gala. 5-6 in the line, goes towards the back portion of the line, comes back to the hands of the scrum half there, and Jack Niven setting up an attacking platform, has it once again just into the 22 central, played downfield, 2 back inside the Melrose half. One of them is their fullback Donald Crawford. Crawford has it now just on the angled run, tackled well just in between that 10 and 15 channel, 5 and 15 channel across on that far side. 5-10 metres into the Gala half of the field. Melrose rampaging forward again. Recycled half-backs linking up well. Hutchison 4 to his left hand side. Ball's allowed to bounce as the pass drifted out towards the number 8 there, Lachlan Gaddy. Gaddy into contact. The scrum half is in behind him, Donald Crawford, with the full-back Donald wearing 15 and Doug Crawford wearing 9. Doug Crawford has it just now, back towards Hutchison again, just on halfway. Crawford gets it once more, just allows to bounce, and Hutchison will take it on the fly half up towards the 10 metre line. Needs some support. Melrose then bring their scrum half Doug Crawford into play up towards the edge of the 22. Recycled ball, and back it comes again through the hands of Will Ferry. So plenty of possession for Melrose in the opening stages here, no scoring, but Melrose now meaningful possession inside the Gala 22 with the advantage as well. Picked up then by the scrum half Crawford, thought about going himself, made some ground, was able to offload. Gala with the tackles, get back to a defensive line of cover, and it's back once more with the scrum half. Crawford on towards Coburn, second row forward. Now it's Hutchison, the fly half. Little pop pass on towards Ruthven, 7 metres from the Gala line at the moment. Inside centre, little deft kick there played through by Rory Brett, and Rolly Brett, his kick just into that in-goal area. That was the option with the advantage coming the way of Melrose. The referee will come back for the infringement, which was just the right hand side of the posts there. Cammy Pate has come on. Gala forced into making a change in the early stages of this match. So Cameron Pate off the bench and onto the park. So you hear the referee again just saying, well, the penalty was for Gala not rolling away. So Hutchison pinging the ball into that corner as safety first. So it's a throw in maybe 8-9 metres from the Gala line across on that far side. Melrose with the throw. McLean, ball above the head, readies himself. Bit of an overthrow there because Melrose had Lachlan Gaddy in that line, reaching up but couldn't grab possession of the ball there. So Gala are able to mop up on their own 5 just now, play that ball into touch, and that bounces, comes back off one of the advertising hoardings, and it will be a throw into Melrose. A box kick is being lined up here by the scrum half, and once again Crawford just able to take a side step and a step backward and launch it forward, and Richie Mitchell there was under pressure when he was able to win the ball in the air down his left hand side. But Gala have secured possession of the ball just on the edge of the halfway line inside the Melrose half. McCrum carries it forward. His scrum half Niven then mops up through the hands very quickly of Kerr, the fly half. Interception, and Kieran Clark was almost away there, the left winger, but the referee had signalled an offside decision against Melrose. I think he's penalised the second row forward there, Dylan Coburn. Certainly it's an infringement against Melrose, and Gala from the Melrose 10 then have a chance to kick down towards the corner. The ball in the hands of their fly half, Russell Kerr. Kerr then, plenty of height on that kick. Is that going to be a touch finder? It's kept in play there. Melrose just in their right hand corner looking to run it from inside their own 22 just now up towards the edge of the 22 metre line. Scrum half again, Duke Crawford goes in, looks to try and mop up as they're still in possession of the ball inside their 22, and this time Crawford with the advantage over, launches a left footed kick, clears the 22 down towards that 10 metre line. Gala are able to win the ball in the air. The onrushing Melrose players then trying to make it difficult for those Gala players. It's with Keddy now. Keddy thundering that left shoulder into Lachlan Gaddy with the tackle there. Gaddy's back to his feet. Ball just goes loose. Gala are able to pick up on that 10 metre line. Fairly central. It's with Cammy Pate, the first replacement on the park. Mopped up there by Niven through the hands of the fly half. Back it comes again towards Kerr on this right hand side. Now they've worked out to Bonds. Ben Gill. Gill is tackled. Gill's back to his feet. The referee though intervening for the infringement just moments ago. Melrose 0, Gala 0 the scoreline. 11 minutes of the first half gone. Gala looking for a cutting edge at the moment, looking for a player that could act as a locksmith to get through this Melrose defence. Pate has it once more, he's trying to use his power. Mopped up once again by the scrum half. Now inside there, and that was a good piece of running from Glenn McCrum. And McCrum coming onto the ball looked dangerous there, the lock forward, as he gained some ground into the 22. It really needed a secure ball, Stuart, to that left hand side, and perhaps if McCrum had found other Gala hands there at that stage with a move into the 22 in full flow, that could well have been the opening score.
Yeah, as you say, Murray Wilson was on his outside and skewing for the ball early, but Glenn just carried a little bit, probably too long, and Murray was screaming for an early tackle, which he might have had a bit of an argument for, to be fair, but Melrose get away with it.
Reset scrummage, and the referee just over the respective forwards. So Gala's number 9 again, Jack Niven, with the Melrose scrum half just standing behind, and Crawford moving forward. Melrose feeding the ball into the scrum. Crawford waiting for release at the back. Remember, Lachlan Gaddy starting again at number 8 for Melrose this afternoon, so he's part of the move which takes place just outside of that 22. And they come again. Crawford, Melrose 9, in that sort of straddled standing position there, takes a step back, hoists a left-footed kick, plenty of height on that ball. That just coming off the shins there of Richie Mitchell, who was trying to just watch the flight of the ball and take it as another high up and under. He's had 2 successful gathers so far in the game, but Melrose now in open play, suddenly in full flow there. Hutchison looking for numbers there. His scrum half Crawford is able to try and evade a few challenges going beyond that 10 metre line. Hutchison in once again, on towards the inside centre there, and it's better running from Rolly Brett. On towards Crawford, the scrum half. Hutchison takes the ball on this time. Had players to his right hand side with a decent offload. It's back with the scrum half Crawford. On towards Hutchison. Outside centre is Spence. On that right hand side, 15 metres in from touch. And the referee this time penalising Melrose for taking the ball into contact without releasing. And that play breaks down 15 metres in from touch, just short of that 22 over on the far side. Melrose looking just to try and get up towards the edge of the 22 without any damage being done. Melrose 0, Gala 0 the score line. Crawford taking a step to the side, launching a left-footed kick downfield. Gill is underneath it. He's able to gather way up the opportunities and the threats in front of him. One of them was Kieran Clark coming towards him, but he was able to offload, and Gala continue now up towards the edge of the 22. Good play here from the fullback Murray Wilson into the 22. He showed good upper body strength there, Wilson the fullback. Recycled again through the hands of Pate on towards the fly half. Mean then takes the ball on from Russell Kerr, and Gala once more looking to try and find a way of cutting through and opening up that defence inside the Melrose 22, but they've knocked the ball on. The referee brings play back for the knock on, and it remains Melrose 0, Gala 0. But there's more and more opportunities beginning to present themselves, and you think that perhaps if we are going to get a score before half time, it may be as a result of a mistake.
Yeah, that, and I think Gala there, they've shown it again if they just keep hold of the ball. So Glenn McCrum went through about 5 minutes ago, tried the offload. Greg Amin's gone through there, tried the offload. Look after the ball, just go through the phases. They've got numbers on the outside, they'll walk it in the corner.
Rapidly approaching half time. Another reset scrum though inside the Melrose 22, then picked up by Lachlan Gaddy, Melrose number 8. Melrose then looking to inject a little bit of pace on this right hand side. Again across on that far side, Bartram just trying to escape the tensions of the Gala defence in between that 10 and 22. And Melrose coming forward once more. Crawford the scrum half. Duke Crawford then readies himself, adjusts his body position up with a left footed box kick. Again, Gala having players with the raised arms to try and just put off the kick from Crawford there. Another knock on, this time on that left hand side from Richie Mitchell. So Melrose have the scrummage at the moment. Just the back row forwards just digging the studs into that halfway line as Duke Crawford across on that far side. So it's between the 10 and the 22 on the right hand side that the scrum has resulted in one of the loudest cheers of the afternoon. That's a penalty at the scrum for Melrose. A little coming together of McPate and I think the back row forward there, Will Ferry. I think Struan Hutchison was also involved there, but Cammy Pate was just backing away, showing maybe little signs of frustration, but a loud cheer around the green yards this afternoon. Scoreless, remember, but Hutchison then plays one downfield as we approach half time here. No scoring between the sides. Again, that's aimed and directed towards the back of the line, with Gaddy sort of sitting towards the back. Craig Fairbairn in the back row alongside Will Ferry and Lachlan Gaddy, the back three for Melrose this afternoon. It's picked up through the hands of Hutchison, on in towards Donald Crawford. Hutchison gets it back once more. Gala were very tightly marked defensively there, and back it they go once more, looking for that turnover opportunity. They've managed certainly that situation very well, Gala, because Melrose were injecting some pace into that attack. Pate again involved just on the defensive. Little chip kick through there from Gregor Mean. Giving chase was the outside centre, Callum Pate. He couldn't quite control the ball with his feet there. And that's Pam backwards as Melrose. It was contested just towards the back of the line there. Melrose now looking through Craig Fairbairn just to mop things up. They've won possession of the ball again just on that 10-metre line. Crawford comes in once more. This is Hutchison. Out then very quickly towards Rowley Brett. And outside centre this time Connor Spence taking the ball into contact. Was tackled there. Crawford the scrum half. Back now towards inside centre. Brett on the angle. Still has it. Offloads to his right hand side. Better play here from Melrose. And a clean pair of heels showing they could be in for the opening score. A wonderful try there. And you have to say, Stuart Johnston, that was a fine move down that right hand side. It was all about the pace and the attack down the right hand channel. They needed somebody to come onto the ball quickly just to break the defensive line, and you have to say that the centres played their part. Rowley Brett, his determination was absolutely key.
Connor Spence with some great yardage up the stand side, and then they've pulled the play back. As you say, Rowley Brett draws the defence in, feeds it out to Elliot Ruthven in the middle row, and he shows a clean pair of heels from the 10-metre line to run it into the corner.
So Elliot Ruthven then scoring the opening try with just 90 seconds of the first half left to play. Struan Hutchison then looking to add the extras. The conversion attempt then on the angle. That's a floated kick, but it's Melrose who lead by 5 points to 0. They win the ball towards the back of the line. Duke Crawford on then towards Hutchison, on then towards Brett. Again, some real powerful running here from the back rows. That was excellent play there from Lachlan Gaddy. On, they want to recycle ball here in Melrose as Gala just jockeying for position to try and tighten up their defence. They've won one or two excellent turnovers in this first half inside their own 22 under a bit of pressure, Gala, but they're under the cosh at the moment with the Melrose forwards now looking to try and take it in turns to drive over the line. A referee just jockeying for position as again Hutchison now goes for the corner. I don't think his arms were quite long enough to stretch out there and ground the ball over the line.
Big run by Craig Fairbairn there, just getting them towards the 5 metre line and using their forwards round the corner, and Struan Hutchison unlucky there not to go over.
So with a little tap and go, Gala trying to get the players back to their feet very quickly as Melrose are inside those final 5 metres looking to recycle under ever darkening skies at the green yards. That pass was just a trundler literally along the ground, was barely off the turf there as he couldn't get any elevation on the pass, and the ball is with the Gala scrum half here, Jack Niven, so they have the put in. A chance for them to clear the lines before the break, trailing by 5 points to 0. Niven under a bit of pressure there. He was able to find Russell Kerr. Kerr in turn just swung around and tapped the ball over the advertising hoardings, and our match referee then, Gordon Galashan, and puts whistle to mouth and blows for half time. So Melrose then in the box seat at half time in this Waverley Cup tie. They lead by 5 points to 0. Looking down onto the pitch, it looks as if Rory Lindsay, James Brown and Bruce Colvin are all stripped and on the park for Melrose, and that Gala have brought on Richie Todd and Daniel Nicholson. Now remember, Gala have Mason Brown, the New Zealander, on the bench, who if he was to come on would make his debut today. Ben Simmons also on the bench would make a second appearance, so this fixture, having blood some young talent in the past, may well do so again a little bit later on in the half with those two, and of course some other players as well being on the fringes of the first team. But Melrose then looking to build on their advantage of 5 points to 0. They lead Elliot Ruthven's try in the closing stages of the first half, and Melrose looking to get on to a good start here, very sharp in the attack down that left hand side. Dylan Coburn up in support, and Melrose trying to carry a little bit more pace perhaps injected into the play, as Ian Chisholm will be looking for that, I would imagine. And Melrose immediately winning the opening penalty off the second half. And straight away, Stuart, you feel that they have come out the blocks a little bit more purpose, a little bit more pace in their attack. And one of the things that you touched on at half-time was simply just the focus of both sets of players when they're in possession of the ball.
Yeah, definitely. You can see Melrose come out with a bit of purpose, but you can also see the experience they brought on off the bench. You've got Bruce Colvin, Ruaridh Lindsay and James Brown coming on just to add that extra bit of experience, bit of knowledge, and you can see they just go through the phases there, and they've got the penalty. They're now 5 metres out.
Ben McLean just to the middle portion of the line, finds Coburn, little 1-2 opens up, interception. No, Gala, that was a vital interception there from Ben Gill. Intelligent play there from the winger, was very alert to that. So that's an example of them being very much switched on. But Gregor Mean couldn't take the ball into the midriff there. Put some of his teammates under a little bit of pressure, because Gala are now behind their own post. They go to one side there and they try and clear from that in-goal area. The scrum half in possession of the ball just now, rolls the ball in. Lachlan Gardy then controlling it with the left boot there, the Melrose number 8. Crawford in behind very quickly, on then towards Hutchison, bypasses one, then he's taken on by Colvin across on the far side. Melrose looking to try and inject a little bit of pace in on the wing. Crawford has it on then towards Hutchison. Hutchison again just powering up there. Crawford in behind once more. Hutchison has it again through the hands there of the inside centre, Ruaridh Brett. Advantage coming the way of Melrose there as it's recycled. Hutchison again, delicate side kick there from the side of that right boot, and that was an excellent score there for Melrose, because the ball coming off the side of the boot there of Hutchison, a floated kick into the 22. Melrose were then giving chase, and it was a case of maybe the Gala defence switching off a little bit, and Melrose were in for a second try, so that extending the lead to 10 points to 0, and that coming in the early stages of the second half. Hutchison's kick then is clean, straight and true, no problems at all. So Melrose then leading by 12 points to 0. Nudging back the Melrose fly half there, Stuart Hutchison, who stays on his feet. Players getting back off the turf, the last of them on their feet is Will Ferry there of Melrose, the back row forward. Again, it's played downfield. Duke Crawford this time, the Melrose 9, is able to read the flight of the ball. Weaving run there from Crawford, wonderful footwork there as he takes the ball up and over the halfway line, looks to try and recycle down the left hand side. It's Donald Crawford this time, but it's intercepted there by Gala, and Gala once more looking to try and build a platform then, as certainly the tempo since half time has increased in this match, and Melrose will be buoyed by the fact that they now lead by 12 points to 0, courtesy of that try coming from Craig Fairbairn, and some uncertainty in the Gala defence. Hoisted forward then by Kerr, the Gala fly half. Hutchison has it again, plays it cross field. Bounce of the ball is quite favourable there for Hutchison as he followed up through. It's played downfield by Jack Niven. Back now with Bruce Colvin. Colvin stops, checks, is able to again evade a couple of challenges. Offloads down that right hand side. Now it's with again Crawford the 9. On then towards Lachlan Gaddy. Gaddy still has it. Tackled by Craig Keddy, his opposite number. Melrose in very quickly. Crawford the scrum half. On then towards the tight head prop there. McKendy trying to gain some ground and takes play back into the Gala half of the field, with the advantage coming the way of Melrose at the moment. Now a little bit uncertainty there as Lindsay tried to gain some ground up towards the edge of the 22. Recycled. You hear the advantage is over now as the referee satisfied Melrose getting enough distance down the park. Recycled now. Once again, Brett involved in the action, so too the try scorer Elliot Ruthven. Stops, checks, tries to cut inside, still up towards the edge of that 22. Crawford has it once more, taken on this time by Lindsay, up towards the edge of the 22. More free flowing just at the moment, and Melrose with it, the steal, and it's the try scorer there. Craig Fairbairn was half away there, he was half through, but eventually clawed to the ground. Back it comes to Brett. Hutchison out towards the left hand side. Colvin still has it. Stops, checks, looks to stay upright. Hutchison's in behind him. Looks to make himself available as Melrose still inside that 22. Charging in with that right shoulder. Gala once more forced backwards, but the handling error there, and you have to say, probably most sustained spell of pressure. No interventions on that occasion from the referee, and it really allowed the game to flow. Certainly that's something Melrose were looking for. And Melrose then with the chance to feed the ball in. Duke Crawford into that scrum, picked up then by Gaddy. Gaddy then tries to power his way up and closer towards that 10-metre line. Recycled by Crawford, the scrum half, through the hands of Hutchison. Now down this right hand side, Melrose looking for a 2-on-1 situation, opening up. Donald Crawford showing his power, taking him back into that Gala half of the field on that 5 channel on the Melrose right hand side. Hutchison, wonderful piece of acceleration from Hutchison up towards the edge of the 22. Really got into his running there and through the gears very quickly indeed. Excellent acceleration from Stuart Hutchison, but Gala are able to turn over and force Melrose back towards that 10-metre line, looking at their options now with a block challenge coming in. There's Ben McLean, recycled then by the replacement scrum half there for Gala, Mason Brown, launched forward, 2 back inside the 22 there for Melrose, and that goes over the in-goal area. And sliding back to pick up, Melrose are able to at least not take the ball over the line themselves. It's going to be a goal line dropout, and that was watched all the way there by James Brown. Reminder of the scoreline: Melrose leading by 12 points to 0. Tries either side of half time. Elliot Ruthven just before the break. Craig Fairbairn, blindside flanker, just after the interval. And the goal line dropout then is pinged down in the direction of Gregor Mean. Mean is able to spin round and turn and take the ball beyond that 10-metre line. In between those 2 channels on that right hand side, recycled and Gala go again. Richie Todd trying to make some ground, a little lateral with the running there, ripped away the Melrose players. The referee again, several blasts of the whistle, and beginning to simmer a little bit, and now things begin to kick off. There's just a mass of players heading towards each other. In the very heart of it all is that the referee trying to just calm down tempers, and you felt there might be a flashpoint in it, Stuart, because it was a very tame first half for a border derby, but all of a sudden things have come to life.
Yeah, you can certainly see that both teams are maybe getting a little bit frustrated with some errors that are creeping in, and tempers have boiled over a little bit. I think it was Cammy Pate that maybe started that by dragging Tam Brown out the ruck.
Step away. So
speaking to his 2 assistants first of all.
Contact, okay, it was a head, just a knee on the head as he's gone in. Gala in possession, so it'll be a scrum to Gala, so it'll be a penalty against 9 Melrose.
The referee's microphone just cutting out a little bit there as we're trying to pick up what he's saying to both captains just now, Struan Hutchison and Angus Dunn, but it sounds as if what we picked up that Duke Crawford, the Melrose 9, may well have been penalised there, as Gala will certainly have the upper hand here when play resumes, but that was a typical sort of border derby coming together.
For 9 coming in and erupting the whole thing.
Yeah, so that just confirming what we were saying there. Duke Crawford, the Melrose number 9, their starting scrum half, he's penalised, and Gordon Galashan there, our match referee, just confirming his decision after deliberating with his 2 assistants and then talking to the 2 captains, and play will resume just on the edge of the Melrose 22. Struan Hutchison has a quick drink. And that was a classic case of literally all 30 players involved in a little bit of a melee before the referee was able to calm things down. Inside the Melrose 22 with Richie Todd across on that far side, looking to throw the ball into the line towards the middle portion of the line. A clean win then for Gala, but they're forced backwards and then they try and work it round the side, and players are standing upright just in that 22. It's all a little bit sort of stationary at the moment as Gala looking to try and get a little bit of momentum in the attack, but they are penalised, so Melrose will have this opportunity, and that was a chance for Gala to try and exert a little bit of pressure on the Melrose defence inside the home side's 22 on that Gala right hand side, but immediately the referee penalising Gala, so Melrose will have an escape plan courtesy of the referee's decision. Further changes, it means that Scott Clark and Hamish Weir, I think, are the only two Melrose listed replacements that are still on the bench at the moment. Gala again have almost emptied their bench, still to await the arrival of Ben Simmons, and I think Daniel Kerr. That's about it from a Gala point of view, as Donald Crawford now has it. Crawford again getting into his running, receiving the pass there from Stuart Hutchison down that left hand side. Melrose again looking to recycle. Coming through there was Wilson with the challenge there for Gala. Recycle ball taken on by Brett once more, finding outside centre Connor Spence. Into the 22 goes Hutchison again, showing good power. Crawford, the scrum half, on this time towards Thomas Brown, trying to gain some ground. Back to the experienced Colvin, now on towards Brett again. Brett tries the offload there, but Gala have got hands on the ball. If Brett had found a teammate on the left hand side, that could well have been game, set and match there for Melrose, but on a few occasions they were really injecting some pace into that 22. Gala have pinged the ball downfield. It's returned with a bit of interest as Melrose hoist it forward down, and watched all the way then by the Melrose fly half this afternoon, Russell Kerr. Kerr still has it, takes the ball out of the 22 just on the angle with the offload towards the right hand side. Gala making some ground up towards that 10 metre line. Still the scoreline is Melrose 12, Gala 0 at the Green Yards 2023 instalment of the Waverley Cup. 2 tries, 1 in each half. Ruthven and Fairbairn the try scorers for Melrose. Melrose winning another penalty after Gala had made some ground down towards that 10, and then they couldn't get through the gears again as they were slowed up on their own 10. Penalised there. Again, just an example of them almost running out of options when a ball carrier becomes an isolated figure. 12-0 the scoreline. This then to extend Melrose lead is certainly giving it a clean strike. Oh, that's an absolute beauty, because he gave that more than enough. 15 points to 0. Gala taking the ball up again into contact, and Liam Scott makes himself available and makes a nuisance of himself as it's recycled quickly there by Mason Brown, the replacement scrum half. The New Zealander will want to become a busy figure, because Gala now will be at the stage where they'll feel they need to throw caution to the wind if there's any opportunity for them to get back into this game. Brown has it once more. It's recycled, and Gala trying to work it from a position centrally between that 10 and 22. The advantage with Gala just at the moment, taken on this time by Liam Scott. Scott goes into the tackle just outside of the 22, and again Brown has a little look towards the right hand side. Pass is low but is gathered, and Gala again look to try and build. Brown once again out towards the right hand side, still with the advantage here in the centres, now coming onto the ball at some pace there. Gala again looking to be dangerous here as the ball was played in the direction of Liam Scott, and Scott was coming through there. The referee though had already penalised Rory Lindsay, the Melrose 16, so he was infringing on the edge of the 22, but I think the referee had realised by the time Liam Scott was coming flying through there, hadn't got full control of the ball, that he'd bring it back for the earlier foul.
No, it has to go. There's too many for
so a yellow card has been shown, Stuart, as Struan Hutchison appealing the case. Melrose is going to be down to 14 men for certainly the next 10 minutes, so will take us to the final 3 minutes of the contest. Brown then into the scrum, which is on the edge of the 22. Oh, that's untidy hands there from Gala, but they're able to work it back, and it's a great opportunity now for Nicholson. Nicholson going towards the corner. Nicholson touching down. He was heading towards the corner but grounding in between the two channels, so he makes the conversion attempt that little bit easier, and that coming almost immediately after Melrose had lost the services of Ruaridh Lindsay to a yellow card. Now remember, it was 15-0, so more than the 2 converted tries separating the sides, but this remains a very important kick here for Russell Kerr, because Kerr will want to ensure he can add the extras. A few deep breaths, an opportunity here for them to reduce their ears. It drifts to the left of that left hand post there. 2-1, and that's played towards the back of the line. That was dangerous there because it was palmed backwards and Mason Brown was onto it very quickly, but Melrose doing just enough to secure possession of the ball from their own throw-in at the line-out. Play on the halfway line. Game's a little bit loose and untidy at the moment as Gala go chasing another score, and Melrose now, a little interception there. Brown making a real nuisance of himself there. He was trying to read the floating crossfield kick. The referee has shown a yellow card to the debutant Mason Brown.
He's knocked it on. He's knocked it on. Penalty.
Saying a deliberate knock on. So Mason Brown thought about coming across the park there. He's deciding to actually walk his way all the way around the green yards. And Stuart, another yellow card. So
yeah, that was a definite yellow card for Mason Brown. Unfortunately, the new directive now, if you go for the interception and
it was an open hand.
Open hand. He wasn't
hand.
playing the ball up the way.
Back through the hands of the fly half. Simmons, who's got a decent right boot on him, launches one forward on the angle. Is taken there by James Brown. Brown's allowed to run up and just beyond that 10-metre line into that contact situation. It's been stolen, and Gala now down their right hand side, down into the edge of the 22. Won by Colvin. He hoists it forward. It's almost a bit of Keystone Cup stuff at the moment because it's got very open and very loose. There's a Gala player down receiving a little bit of treatment. Gala then trying to use the width of the park now here to good effect with a tackle made by Weir. An excellent one down below. Melrose looking for support coming up there as the ball is still with Gala, and it's now with their 20. Daniel Kerr, one of the latest replacements, off the bench and onto the park. Gala now, this game has much more life about it now than at any other time in the contest so far. Hoisted high then by Russell Kerr. Down, there's two players back inside the Melrose 22. One of them is Hutchison. He took his eyes off it there, and that presents an opportunity with Gala having the put in at the scrum. You hear the referee saying the referee had played some advantage. It was over when Hutchison knocked the ball forward there. So it's an attacking scrum for Gala inside the Melrose 22, and it's still just 10 points separating the sides. So Scott Clark alongside Pate. Pate taps it, and now it's played on by Keddy. Taken on this time by Daniel Nicholson again. Gala looking a bit more dangerous here. Picked up by Pate once more. The outside centre working as the scrum half goes in again. Makes himself available. Little pods beginning to appear on that right hand side then for Gala as they power their way down that little bit closer towards the line. Pate again having a little glance towards that left hand side, but the forwards just taking it in turns to try and drive a bit closer towards this Melrose line. Now it comes back towards Gregor Mean. Mean then stops, checks, stays upright, tries to evade challenges coming every which way towards the inside centre for Melrose. Recycle ball taken on this time by Richie Todd. He goes to ground. Gala on the Melrose 5 at the moment. Incessant Gala pressure at the moment. Now it comes back towards their fullback, and Wilson again tries to be almost carried towards the line. They pick and go once more. They're forced sideways. They're peppering this Melrose try line at the moment, Gala. Remember, trailing by 10 points. Closing stages of this Waverley Cup match. It's suddenly come to life in the final 10 minutes after a fairly drab affair prior to that. The referee in the thick of the action at the moment as Gala continue to press and probe. They pick and go once more. Have they been able to wrestle their way across the line? They have indeed. The referee the referee has indeed awarded the score. Yes, he put whistled the mouth, blasted, and then had a long hard look after having made that decision, but he certainly awarded the score, Stuart Johnston, and this presents Gala with an opportunity to get a further 2 points and set up a grandstand finish. Ben Simmons looking to add the conversion from the tee, replacement, and it's just left of the uprights there, and the referee then will whistle and bring this Waverley Cup match to an end. 15 points to 10 then the final score, and it ended up a contest that I think many supporters would have taken another 15-20 minutes of that after a fairly quiet, certainly a very quiet first 40 minutes when the scoreline at half-time was 5 points to nil. Elliot Ruthven with the try coming in the closing stages of the first half. Then the game gradually began to work through the gears in the second half. Craig Fairbairn adding a second score for Melrose. Melrose now move on to 8 Waverley Cup wins since the competition started back in 2006. 2 tries apiece, but they come out on top this afternoon, winning the match by 15 points to 10.
We certainly felt like we were defending a lot more in the first half. So, I mean, I was reasonably happy with our defence, I suppose, and it felt comfortable. You know, they had a few good breaks through, but we were always there to kind of cover. I think maybe scored one try a breakthrough, but yeah, no, defence was comfortable, but we just couldn't get in the flow of attack. It kind of felt we were only playing maybe 1 or 2 phases and then kicking the ball away or dropping it or just creating an error for ourselves. So we didn't really control our attack very well, let's say.
2,000 people coming down here to cheer their team on, whether that be Gala or Melrose, and as you say, the atmosphere was fantastic. You've got both sort of sets of fans kind of cheering and jeering at decisions and throughout the game, and with it being a really close game, I think that kind of added to the atmosphere. So thanks to everyone that gave up their day, came along, and maybe not the most tries, but I still think it was a good game to be involved in, a good game to play in with it being so close.
So after a rather tedious first half, things did pick up in the second, and Melrose came away winners 15-10, taking home the Waverley Cup for the first time here at Melrose since 2019. Hopefully we'll be back, weather permitting, on January the 6th. Hope you can join us then, but for now, cheerio.